21 Savage's interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe. I want to do a quick review on that, people. Alright? This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Let us go straight into it. So, I'm not going to pretend I'm the biggest 21 Savage fan, but I'm not the worst. I'm not a hater on him. I like some of his music. I like some of his stuff, yeah. I'm not saying I'm number one fan. I know all his catalog. But that's the reason why I wanted to watch this Club Shay Shay interview, basically. And I'm not going to lie, it was a bit dry. You know, I think Shannon Sharpe's questions were not the best. And okay, he is not a natural interviewer. He was a former sports star. But the questions about London was going on a bit too much at the beginning.
You remember a whole lot about being in London?
I remember like small things, but not like a lot. Like little small, like going to my grandma's house.
Right.
Being with my mama. I remember like going to the stores like across the street. And then like on my mama's side of town, it's like this shit called a high street.
Okay.
And it's like a street just full of stores. I remember like walking over there. But I remember more like from when we went back and visited.
Okay.
Type, because we went back once to go visit when I was a little older. So I remember that more than I remember like stuff while I was there, like when I was younger.
Did you have very many friends? Do you remember friends when you were growing up? You say you left at 6 or 7. So did you have very many friends?
I just had family like cousins, like a lot of cousins. Yeah, so I ain't really need no friends.
I mean, I'm from London, so I like to hear he's from London. I like the fact that he grew up till he was 5 or 6 years old in England and then went to America. Then he went back to England when he was like 12 and then went back to America again. It was interesting to hear that bit. Interesting to hear the struggles he had, the family dynamics he had with his father and his mother and the amount of siblings he had.
They had broke up. How I took it was like, you ain't my daddy. I gotta figure my own life out. Like, I can't be up under your roof no more because my mama left.
Right.
So I left. So I remember communicating like to my daddy, like,
your biological father?
Yeah, like I'm in the street at this time, but I'm telling him like, I figure it out. Like, I don't expect you to just be able to just put me up in an apartment and just pay my rent every month. Like, but I'm like, can you contribute like $100 or $200? And I'm gonna figure the rest out. I'm probably like 16, 17 at this time. This like years before I got shot.
Okay.
I remember communicating to him like, can you help a little bit? Like, my mama ain't got you on child support. You don't really send no money like that. And it ain't no disrespect, like, cause he went in, like, he be taking shit like me telling my story is like trying to down him. But this is my truth. This is what I remember. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, from what I remember, he wasn't really sending no money to my mama.
Okay.
And my mama wasn't just pressing him for no money cause she had a man.
Right.
So, you see what I'm saying?
That was all interesting. It's cool to get to know artists, their background. I think that's what's missing in today's music, especially in hip hop. And even the tragic events when he lost his brother in the car when he was shot himself as well.
Do you think it was a setup?
I be thinking back on like a lot of shit. Cause even like after that shit, I used to be like, damn, I done did like a lot of people type shit. So I used to be like, this shit could have came from anywhere type.
Right.
So that day it used to cross my mind. But I don't really know.
Did you feel you let your guard down to allow somebody to get the jump on you like that?
Not really. Not really. Cause I was on point. I think that's how I made it type. Like I was already looking back.
Did you know the guy?
I ain't know him.
So he says, give it up. Whatever you had on you, like, okay, bro, hey, whatever I got here, take. You didn't have it. You said, I ain't got nothing, bro.
I had some.
But you told him you didn't have anything.
No, I had something else for him.
Oh, you had, yeah.
Not what he wanted.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good to hear these stories. But what I would say in all these type of hip hop questions is that I would love them to not gravitate just to the negative. Were you broke? Did you have food on the table? The guns, the gangs, all that stuff. Like, I reckon most people, even living in the hood, especially when you're a kid, you just enjoy life. You're just a kid. Even if you grow up broke, you may realize you haven't got a lot of money. You can see it on TV, see people on the street. But you're a kid. You just enjoy life. You know, you don't know what you're missing because you're just a kid. And I would rather them tailor questions that are a bit away from the negative. Even if it's reality, just speak on the positive and negative, not just the violence and struggles. Because at the end of the day, in real life, struggles make you a stronger individual too. But yeah, those are the good and bad parts I like. But I just felt like the questionings were not interesting enough. And I wanted him to get more into the music side of 21 Savage. It was more just his life story, which is cool. And, I found it quite interesting. But I wanted to hear what he felt like his current music, how it's different from his previous music. Because they said on the interview that he hadn't put an album out in 6 years, which is obviously a very, very long time. Music changes a lot. Do you think you can adapt to what's happening right now? Was there any ring rust? Do you know what I mean? Just were you nervous about the new album? I just felt like it was too tailored to really random questions about his life and not the most interesting at times. I mean, I know it was a 2-hour interview. Some of it was always going to be a bit dry, but and like I said, Shannon Sharpe is not a natural interviewer. He didn't go to school for media and stuff. He retired, probably did some training, and he's thrown into being the biggest podcast out there, really, or one of the biggest podcasts. But yeah, the questions about him being at school, getting detentions and getting suspended, carrying a gun to school, that's what I mean by this negative conversations. But I like the fact he was real about being broke. He was real that he didn't care about being broke because he was just with his mama. And a lot of rappers wouldn't answer like that. They'd probably be like, they'll just keep talking about how broke they were as if they're living in a third world country. But you know what? Like I said, it may not be coming off that I enjoy 21 Savage's music, but I do enjoy his music. And I think he's a good guy as well. He seems like a good guy. Seems like he's definitely gone through a lot of drama. And that's something I learned from this interview. Probably the main positive thing about learning about his personal life in terms of the things he overcame over the years to get to the place he is now. But overall, I didn't rate the interview. Obviously, the Cat Williams one was an amazing interview. Had a lot of sound bites, a lot of interesting stories. But this one just didn't hit for me personally. But I don't know. Leave in the comments below what you think. Do you think Shannon Sharpe did a good job? Do you think 21 Savage answered the question in an entertaining way that satisfied you? Do you also want to hear more about what Savage was going to come with on the music side? Because that's what I really wanted to hear more about, the album and his experience with music, not just the personal side. But let me know in the comments, people, what you thought about the interview, whether you liked it or not, what you think they should have added in terms of questions, and maybe you couldn't watch the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.